Hello there, gamerinos and gamerinas. Welcome to UnicornStorm. This is Rady, and today I'm going to tell you whether or not Knockout City is worth your while. And before I start talking about the game itself, let me just quickly mention a pet peeve of mine. So this game is sold for about $20, which is fine, I guess. It's a good price, but it contains microtransactions. As far as I've seen, it's only for cosmetics, but still. I have defended Overwatch in the past for the same thing, but since then this seems to have become the standard. Why do I have to pay for a game just to have to pay again for in-game items? Yeah, you can unlock everything through gameplay, but still. There is a cosmetics shop in the game with a weekly rotation, so if you want something and you don't have enough in-game currency before the current rotation ends, well, then you have to fork over $5 or $10 to get it. And the problem with a shop rotation is you never know when an item will appear again, if ever. And since pretty much every other game has done it, there's good reason to expect that this game will also have some time-exclusive outfits or hairstyles or poses or something like that. So yeah, be mindful about that. The game itself is a lot of fun, but I really can't stand this double monetization. Okay, moving on. What is Knockout City? It is a multiplayer arena battle game. But instead of shooting or beating each other to death or playing heroes with outrageous abilities designed to kill each other, we just play a more or less friendly match of Dodgeball. I really appreciate how Splatoon gave rise to the more light-hearted online arena games. This game is colorful, the soundtrack is jazzy, and well, aside from throwing balls into your opponent's face, it's quite peaceful and as family-friendly as a competitive game can be. It is a 3 versus 3 dodgeball game with a twist. You and your teammates have to navigate through one of, as of now, 5 different maps in search of a ball. These balls spawn in certain locations and you try to reach them before the enemy team does. After you've picked up a ball, you can pass it to another teammate or throw it at an enemy. This all is done with a simple mouse click, and as long as your target is anywhere near the center of the screen, the auto-aim does most of the work. You catch a pass automatically, but if an enemy throws the ball at you, you have to press the catch button or the right mouse button at the right time to, well, catch the ball. And then you can throw it back in hopes to hit the enemy, though they can also catch it and throw again at you. Every time you catch the ball with perfect timing, it kinda gets some spin. So when you throw it back, it gets faster. You also receive 1 charge of spin when you catch a pass, but it never succeeds 1 single charge. By catching an enemy throw, you can build up to 6 charges, and then it gets pretty hard to catch the ball. You can also do some trick shots. So basic movement is you can run around, pick up balls, throw or pass them or catch them. You can also sprint and jump, and during a jump even glide, because everything needs to be Breath of the Wild nowadays. You can also flip and spin around during jumps, and when you throw a ball during a flip or a spin, you perform a trick shot. This can either be kind of a curveball or a downward hook. These throws are generally harder to catch, though the enemy can anticipate your maneuver just by observing how you move during a jump. You can also kinda fake a throw to bait the enemy into the catch animation and then throw the ball right when they recover. Though the game seems to be a bit too fast paced to get any use out of this maneuver. What you really want to do is coordinate with your team, flank the enemy and throw multiple balls more or less simultaneously at the enemy so that it's not possible for them to catch all the balls. Since the game relies on auto-aim and the balls home in on the target, it's not always easy to dodge them. So you either have to master the catch mechanic or try to get to an area with lots of cover. But again, the best way to avoid getting hit and simultaneously successfully scoring points is to work with your team. But don't get too close to each other, because there is another neat mechanic. If there are no balls lying around you, you or one of your teammates can just curl up into a ball and then can be thrown as well. A thrown player is even more powerful than a regular ball. But be careful, if you miss your throw, then your buddy will be surrounded by enemies and is likely to die, or well, getting knocked out. By holding the attack button, you can charge up your throw to have it fly faster. And if you charge up while holding a player, you get to perform an ultimate attack, where you throw the player in the air and then he comes rushing down and causing an explosion on impact. This technique is especially potent if multiple enemies are close together in an area where they can't easily maneuver, or if they're pinned down by your third teammate. As of now, there are 5 different maps, all with their own unique quirks. There is a city block with constant ongoing traffic, where you have to dodge cars while dodging balls. The cars can't actually hurt you, but they throw you around and open you up for an enemy attack. The burger joint is all about moving and spinning platforms. The construction site has a huge wrecking ball swinging left and right. The rooftops have gusts of wind where you glide faster, and the back alley has these tubes where you can get sucked in and come out on the other side of the map. In addition to learning the basic moveset and all the techniques, you have to memorize these maps to know where the balls will spawn and where the best vantage points are. There are a few different game modes that seem to be on a rotation as well, because there's a timer below the mode selection, and I'm not quite sure what this means for the game, but I guess I will see in 3 days. But yeah, there are multiple game modes, but the core gameplay stays the same. There are no hero characters with unique abilities, so every player has access to the same moveset. Every game, no matter the game type, has you try to hit your opponent with a ball to score points in one way or another. The normal game mode is a 3 versus 3 team match, but then there's Crystal Collect, where it isn't enough to knock out an opponent. Instead, you have to collect these crystals that burst out of a defeated opponent. And the first team to collect 30 crystals wins the round. The first team to win 2 rounds wins the match. Then there's Special Team Match, where there are no normal balls on the map, just special balls. So I guess I talk about these. In addition to regular balls, and damn, it gets kinda awkward to say balls all the time. Yeah, but in addition to regular balls, there are some special balls with special effects. So there's moon balls, where you can jump higher while holding onto one. Or bombs that explode after a time. Or cage balls that force an opponent to curl up into a ball for a certain amount of time if he gets hit. And then there's sniper balls that are incredibly fast but need a long time to charge up. So they're perfect for targets that are far away, hence them being sniper balls. And during a special match, you only have access to one type of special ball. And then right now there is a 1 versus 1 mode, which can be fun for some people, but I just enjoy the chaos of 3 versus 3 too much to care for a one-on-one match. And that's pretty much the game. I guess over time they will add more maps and more game modes, but aside from that I pretty much showed you all there is to the core gameplay. It's a small selection of maps and a small selection of, let's call it, weapons, and a not too complicated moveset that doesn't change over the course of the game. The replay value comes from mastering these systems, learning these maps, and I guess from forming a team and play together. The game is fun with strangers, but of course you get a lot more out of it if you're playing with friends, as is true for pretty much every multiplayer game. The gameplay isn't too precise or too punishing, so it's pretty easy to get into the game, though the matchmaking is quite horrible. The game is free right now, I guess, to hook people in, and it is included in EA Play. And EA Play is included in the Xbox Game Pass. So if you're subscribed to that, you can play Knockout City for free. So this could have been my Xbox Game Pass recommendation for this month, but I already chose a different game for that. So yeah, Knockout City. A fun game, a fun multiplayer experience, and since it's quite new, even I can be a successful player. Or lose against a guy named Salzbrezel. It's $20 on Steam, which is a fine price if it weren't for the in-game shop. So just stay away from that, and you can have quite a lot of fun with it. And with that, I bid you adieu. Have a great day, and I hope to see you again on the next game.
Blue team takes the lead. Double KO.